But
Go
and
ahead.
it's the other thing I would say too about um, the unpopular opinion is it's good to also notice where it's coming from because this happened. I noticed I started talking about it in my workshops. I said this idea of polarizing that so often in businesses, there's actually very few people that are a hard yes to your business. There's very few hard no, and then there's this huge mountain of maybes in the middle. And why are there maybes? Because we have no opinion. We're just, and so then it's like if you are willing to say what you really think and have an opinion and say your most unpopular thing, it will polarize. And suddenly you get almost no maybes, and it's a hard yes, hard no. So
Yeah.
yeah, if I were to say, send out an email, say everyone, I think the whole COVID thing is bullshit, and somebody's going to take this clip out of context, but that would get a very strong response. And if I said, fuck the anti-vaxxers, this would get a very strong response, and it would polarize. But what I realized is I could see the wheels in people's heads turning, and they say, aha, so if I say something controversial, this will help me grow my list and grow my following.
Mhm.
And it becomes another manipulation. I mean,
Right.
the heart of my work is that um, why does marketing feel manipulative? Because we are trying to get the sale fundamentally. We're trying to get people to say.
Right.
And so what the better agenda is that we go for the truth of is it a fit?
Yes.
But so if this unpopular opinion thing gets harnessed to the wagon of how do we get them to buy, it's just another manipulation. And
Yeah.
the worst thing is, of course, in a time like you were saying that's so polarized, it's well, could it be that taking a polarized position in some ways is the most mainstream thing, is the most co-opted thing to be
But the question isn't what's the most polarizing position you can take. That's not the question.
okay,
The question is what is your most unpopular? What do you actually believe
okay,
that pushes people's buttons or that you're afraid to say? What is your most unpopular belief, opinion? What's actually in your heart? Not what is the most controversial thing you could say to push people's buttons.
right? Because this is thank you. That's a great distinction. Yeah, it's got to be your opinion as an opinion. You
You have
actually
to really believe it. It has to be true for you.
right because I do see that where it's like people will just poke the bear, push buttons because they know they'll get an inflammatory response. I mean, this is what trolling is
Yes.
at its heart. Is I'm going to show up and say this thing that I know is going to, get the reaction from the wokesters, or I'm really going to troll this conservative. And there's no sincere and I think that's the other thing. It's something you sincerely believe and would actually sincerely want to talk to with people about. You're drawn,
Yes.
you're fascinated by it. You'd want to engage a conversation about it because it matters to you. Versus this is the devil's advocate thing. Is
Right.
you don't care. There's no sincerity in the conversation. Like, let me just play devil's advocate means I have no emotional stake in this conversation.
Yeah, I have no skin in the game, and I can be objective and calm, cool, and collected because the outcome of it doesn't affect me. Like that's what devil's advocate is.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. Amen on that one. Amen to
but
the devil's advocate.
but I also want to say about the most unpopular belief. A lot of like our clients, that niching is like a big emotional struggle journey for people, and oftentimes the answer is right in that most unpopular belief because sometimes in the unpopular belief it's about approach.
Mm,
It's like I believe that we're treating, for instance, an acupuncturist might say, like, we're treating illness as a bad thing, but illness is like a guest in our house, and if we treat it like that, then we'll whatever.
sure.
Like there's all that. That's an unpopular belief, maybe, and it's going to someone is going to read that, a potential patient client is going to read that and be like, oh my God, thank you for saying that because I feel like I've been whatever it is, like
Yeah.
rejecting my body or blah, blah, blah. So it's not just that yes, it strikes to the heart of people, but it also might help you if you're not clear on your niche, making a list of what your unpopular beliefs are might help you get clear on how you want to talk about your business and what's important to you. That
Wow.
sets you apart.
a distinction that just came to me is we want to communicate, when we say unpopular ideas, I think it's that we want to communicate ideas that somehow like pierce through and touch the heart of the person, not ideas that inflame people's
Yeah,
minds. You know, it's not abstract. It's not that we want to like provocative ideas that just get people intellectually spinning off.
right.
When we're saying something unpopular with, and it's unpopular in our scene and our crew, our community, it means probably there's just something real about it. There's some lived experience that's coming from and speaking to. I would think, and anyways, that head and heart distinction, I'll have to sit with it more, but it
But
does.
it might inflame somebody's head. It yeah, so you kind of are maybe looking for the thing that's going to inflame somebody's head, but the thing that inflames somebody's head is going to nourish somebody else's heart.
Well, and you know, the thing I would say is just, I think as long as we're not looking for the thing, like we just
Right.
know this probably will. If I say this, somebody's going to get angry, somebody's going to get reactive. And the difference is if you go into it looking for what's the thing I can say that will get the most intense emotional reaction, because if I do that, then more people are going to like comment on my post. They're going to come and cancel me, but that's going to be great because it's actually going to lift me up in the algorithm, and I'll be even more, you know, they think they strike me down, but you've made me even stronger. It works. But I mean,
Yeah.
congratulations, you have deepened the polarization in society. And I suppose
Yes.
this is the other thing, and maybe this is part of my point of view around all of this, is there are certain issues that are so inflammatory, they're so um, fraught, and they have to be approached with care. That the manner of our approach to that is a part of what how it's going to turn out in the end. If we approach these things in a kind of shotgun, careless fashion, uh, I don't know. I just see that then that entrenches a polarization and a positioning.
There's sometimes you can't avoid it though. Like what's coming to mind is Black Lives Matter. When I think about when that phrase started, it was a love letter to Black people.
Sure.
It was not like a rallying cry. It wasn't even an organization yet. It was like some shit went down where I think it was Trayvon Martin got killed, and a couple of women activists wrote a love letter to Black people that ended with Black Lives Matter.
Right.
And it was like, that should not be controversial, but it was. It really, and it struck to the heart of people who needed to hear it. And it poked at the brains of people who didn't want to hear it. And it turned into the All Lives Matter thing. And it turned into all kinds of stuff. But that wasn't the goal. The goal was to say, I love you. And I feel like your most unpopular belief is often your way of saying, I love you. Like, and I think I just, I just thought of that, but it's true. I mean, that's how I feel about anti-capitalism. It's just, and marketing in an anti-capitalist way is like, I love people over profit. We live in a capitalist culture. We have to make money. And I love you and I want you to make money, and also fuck capitalism. And someone's going to hear that and be like, ugh, like, thank you for, and people have heard it and felt that way. But like at the end of the day, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I enjoy pissing people off a little bit, but I'm not trying to. I'm actually just trying to say, like, I love you and I want you to succeed and I want us all to succeed. And I'm tired of jabronis like Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson driving dick rockets into space. I'm tired of them having billions of dollars and spending it on that when people who want to heal and do good things are fucking broke. I'm tired. Like, that's how I feel about it. But that's love. That feels like fierce mama bear love
Yeah.
to me.
Rebecca, that was so beautiful what you just said. I love that. And I think it's a good reminder of, can we keep our point of view grounded in love, not reactivity? You know, that it comes from a place of really loving our community. And that's why we want to say the tough thing, is because we love people, because we see that what's happening is actually causing harm. And the unwillingness to acknowledge it is devastating us. So somebody has to say it. out of a place of love. I think because if the point of view is coming out of I want to be famous, if it's coming out of I want to be popular, if it's coming out of or even hatred for others, I don't think it lasts. I don't think it has sustaining power. And it's I remember years ago it occurred to me that where we speak from in ourselves, we speak to in other people. So if I'm speaking from my heart, I, by definition, will be speaking to the hearts of other people. It's like a sympathetic resonance thing. You pluck the string on this, and the same string resonates of that same note on another instrument. Um, but I love that your most unpopular, let your unpopular belief be your way of saying I love you. That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Or that it just is. It just probably is your way of saying I love you. Oh, man, I was going to say something else and I totally forgot. But, well, this has been super cool. We started out talking about planning, but we can't help ourselves. We love talking about other stuff.